all speculation is how are they going to monetize this? Are you going to have things in your character sheet that say like, oh, upgrade to 1 D&D? Are they going to like put microtransaction? It's not really going to be a
Ooh, if I
microtransaction,
start seeing
think-
advertisements,
but they're going to put
on
ads on
D&D
it.
Beyond,
They're-
I'm
they're-
gonna
guarantee you.
just
They're
I
already
guarantee you.
there already kind of are microtransactions on D&D. You can buy different
Buy these
dice
dice.
sets. You can buy different bells and whistles. There are
But they're
like
going to put that in this now, though.
well, you see interesting things like with the Vecna dossier that they put out when Stranger Things came out on D&D Beyond. You're going to see more and more exclusive content, and I think there'll probably be tiers to how this content is accessed in the future. Because I think
they might also just
that's what
oh,
you
go
do
ahead,
with
sorry.
the subscription service. I mean, that's
Yeah, well, they'll need a roadmap, right?
They'll need a
They'll need
roadmap,
to get
yeah.
people to want to pay. Like I don't have Game Pass anymore because A, there are too many games to play, and B, like there's nothing that I want to play, right? So is it going to be, you buy the license and then you have it, or are you going to have to keep paying? Is it going to turn into like Steam where you just buy all these modules and you have all the maps and you launch them?
probably not.
Is there
I
going to
think
be
it's more
like a
likely you're gonna have to
workshop?
keep paying.
Is it going to be like a workshop where you have like Halo's Forge, like where you can make your own maps, but then you have a base game? Who knows what it's going to be? I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with D&D Beyond, because I think the new 1D&D Beyond, whatever the fuck they're going to call it, the 1D&D Beyond is going to tell us a lot about the future of D&D and what they want. And I think as they're releasing material, obviously it's going to be important for us to read this stuff and critique it. But I think when they start showing us what the VTT will look like, that will be very telling of the consumer experience. Because we've talked a lot about the sort of gameplay experience and where they're kind of leaning, but the consumer experience is going to be something that we'll have to talk about as they release more information about D&D Beyond.
And I think it will be interesting to see if they manage to pull this off, the ripples that will happen in the industry.
Absolutely,
because I have no
because
it's hard to imagine, but if we do have like a Steam type situation, which I don't think will happen, but if we do have that will probably change the industry in general.
It would.
I will say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So difficulties aside, I will say it will be nice. Should this really truly like become a game as a service or a live service game, it will be nice to like have errata and various updates and fixes just drop straight into D&D Beyond. I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, it's like your Steam update. It guarantee you there's going to be a day one update, day one patch. But
day one DLC.
Day one DLC. There's going to be a patch. They're going to have to fix these. They'll be like, oh, there was a mistake. And that's a cool thing that they can do. But again, it's all about how much is that going to cost the consumer? Is it going to be like Foundry so only one person has to have the Forge or whatever they want to call it, where you can make maps and then anyone else can participate in that campaign? Or does everyone else have to have the map feature? That's another question that I have. I think there is just all speculation, all questions. But one thing that I want, because I know Foundry does this, but I want to take it to the next level with D&D Beyond, is I would love for them to have shortcuts, because in Foundry you can shortcut your favorite like dice rolls, like your macros and stuff like that. What I would love is if you had, with Level Up Gaming, the program I run for the autism community here, one of the biggest challenges with D&D Beyond is actually just the amount of information overload that you're presented with on your character sheet. There's all these different tabs and stuff. Here's what I think would be really neat for their VTT, or in general, just for D&D Beyond. I've told this to D&D Beyond. I'm saying it on stream too. I would really love for there to be multiple modes on a character sheet. I want combat mode, where the GM could be like, hey, this is my pitch.
Hide your UI, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. We're in combat. It hides the parts of the character sheet that are irrelevant to combat, and it becomes a minimalistic character sheet. So it's just like, here's my attacks, this is my equipment, these are my spells. I would also love if the player could hide aspects of their UI that are unimportant to them, or things that they find overwhelming. So for instance, if I don't have spells, I don't want to, like, I could just hide spells or anything related to spells. Or if I don't want to see my background and all that stuff, my notes, hide that. I also want a journal, right? I want all of that. But I want a customizable
Mhm.
UI for the character sheets. If they're going to make this big virtual experience, I want the equivalent of remapping my controls.
Yeah. I mean, I at this point
And then
am
sharing
I an
your
expert in all
loadout.
of it?
Like, how
I share my
cool.
Yeah.
loadout.
At this point, am I an expert in all of it? No, but I think I've said it before. I'm on D&D Beyond every day. I am on D&D Beyond every day, whether it's for prep for games or I'm playing the game or things like that. So I know where things are and I know how to get to them. But even for me, who has thousands of hours in that thing at this point, I still have these moments in the middle of gameplay where I'm just like, where is this thing? Not because I don't know where it is, but because there's 1,000 options on the page to click on.
Yep.
It's not that I don't know where it is. It's that my eyes get ADHD lost in the sauce